So we will be this evening attempting to reassemble the axle carrier and its bearings. So what I've already done down in here, let's set this down so you can see. Is installed the two races, so you can see there and here with the race driver, the same one we used in a different video. And the assembly instructions, as I understand them, are to first go ahead and, this is the outside, so we're to drop the outer bearing in first, and then the seal goes directly on top of that. And with that, we will get our handy seal driver, or seal and race driver, and see who's the best size. 63 millimeter? That's not looking big enough. Actually, no, that'll work pretty well. That and a hammer, which I so inconveniently have not left here. We got, if you notice too, the vise all nice and padded up because I don't want my oh so pretty new powder coating to get scratched up. What it also requested that we do was to pack grease in between the two faces. There's an inner and an outer seal area because eventually oil from the axle will get here, but that is eventually. So let's see if we can get this guy in. Of course, he's wanting to go cockeyed. Okay, I don't like the way that's going at all, so we will try again. The driver is supposed to make this easier because I can apply the same force all the way around, but and again, no bueno. We'll get it though. Dang it. It's being annoying. Someone out there's probably yelling at me. I am slamming two metal parts together right in front of my face, so I suppose that's for the best. There's a trick to this. That is floppy as all get out. Let's see if we can look and see what's holding that up. Nothing's presenting itself. It seems like you should just slip right down in there. It's not wanting to. The answer was hit it harder. Haha. See if I got a slightly bigger one. This is kind of catching the edges of that. Oh, 65 millimeter. That's better. hope I'm doing this right. Dang it, sleeper. Yeah. That doesn't look super even. I don't know that I'm totally done with that right now. Let's see here. That's pretty even. Now, fun to get one in there. Here's our little baby axle stub. Get all of the contamination that's probably on here from living on the workbench for the last month or so. A little dab of grease ain't gonna hurt on that race surface. Now, what I find interesting is I'm betting this is going to have to take a press, right? I don't see how else this works. Oh, blah, 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 and using tools. So, we'll cut this here and switch over to the press, I suppose. Okie dokie. So, further reading, I just didn't click before, I'm not sure why, is that there's a special tool that you use to set this guy up in the vise. I'm not going to go pay Jaguar for a special tool. As such, I rigged something up. The old brake disc seems to fit just right on the bevel on the bottom of this, and that allows me to actually, this is more for height than for protection. It was between pegs on the press, so let's see. Sounds successful, if you're to ask me. I do not know what I would do without this press. Yep, that's it. Yep. No great amount of fuss there. That's the way I like it. It's cold in here, and this hydraulic fluid doesn't want to cooperate. Okie dokie. So, that being done, we'll swap back over to the vise, I think. Alrighty, so the instructions next is fit a new collapsible spacer, which I have hiding over here. And this is your basic crush sleeve like you would do in a pinion or something else, but in this case it is going to maintain some preload on my new little bearings here. And fill the space between the bearings with high-poi gear oil. I have some leftover 75 weight, 75/90 from, it is synthetic, but I'm just using a dribble, and should be okay, says me. No, don't see it pouring out the front, so that's good news. And this does look like I'll need to store this guy upright like this, or I'm going to have a mess. That I don't like. How, pray tell, shall I get that far enough down? Or do I have to press that too while this thing's full of oil? Super awesome. And what do I press that with? Because I'm going to have to come down over this because I can't flip it over now. You Jaguar people, I swear. Well, let's see if I can get this before we run out of battery. Yes, we are about to explore the compressive strength of PVC. It's taken a vertical load. There's no axial load at all, so let's see. It's the only thing I had that was the right diameter to where it fits just on the inner race on that bearing. I'm going to use both plates just because I don't feel like pumping that long. It's all centered, and holy crap, as sketch as can be. Let's see. You saw it here first, YouTube. We're going to call that as much as I want to do. Let's see, just a little more. Nope. That's it, man. PVC. Okay, back in the vise. It says to run this nut down until there's just barely no play in the bearings. Then check your inch-pounds of resistance for rotational resistance. I'm using the old washer right now. My idea is to kind of drive this down a little bit, back it off, and then I'll put on the new washer. I don't want to go tearing up the new washer prematurely. And yes, this is a pipe wrench, and yes, this is not optimal, but yeah. It's what we got, so what's what we're using. That bearing's not seated. Holy shnikes. Well, remember the video with we have ways of making you talk? I can bring out the big guns. We need to be that way. Maybe we do. Because I don't want to booger that all up with that. And tell you what, we'll take a break. I'll go get a new battery because you're about to die, and I got a whole lot of video stitching to do. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're not messing around now. Easiest place to put it on here. Sleeper. Really? I mean, really? I think I've successfully screwed this the hell up. Because if I've done what I think I've done, the directions specifically say... Oh, no I haven't. Oh, jeez. Oh, they're still slack. Okay. Man, I don't like scaring myself like that. Okay, I grabbed this and somehow shorted out. There's still a little slack. Of course you can't turn this ding dong. The other side's in the vise. There's still quite a lot of slack though, so debating whether to go back to the press again and try my luck. Because my guess is it's against that crush sleeve, and you're actually having to overcome that crush sleeve's resistance. Wowzers. Seems like it shouldn't be this hard. Let's see if I can back it off with a little guy, which I might not be able to do. Really don't like using a pipe wrench on this, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Let's go ahead and put our real washer in here. Man, that is a thin nut too to be putting that much force on. How the hell is this supposed to work? Those damn tabs are already a bit up. Probably edit that out or something. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get a. I'm not sure. Oh, sorry if I rattle you. And knock those tabs down, because if nothing else, they're just going to straight up be in the way. Boys and burls. I wonder if maybe I put a little bit of grease behind that, not to give him every advantage that he's not any stiction on the washer. I bet you it won't hurt. Gonna require some editing, or I'm just gonna have a long ass video. We'll see. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to curse. Apparently, maybe that's mild enough. Stuff here on The Walking Dead. Here's a different standard from back in my day. I suspect too, with that crush washer, is that once you overcome it, you know, and actually break that vertical strip, because I don't have one laying around here. The old ones that came out, they're just kind of mushroomed out in the center. That's not trivial to get that to happen, I wouldn't think, so. Concerned with though is the tiny little freaking metal fragments that I see that have been coming off it. Here, can you see that? Anyway. It's definitely getting easier, so I think my theory is proving fairly true. That's where we're going to stop. That's where we're going to stop. So, now I finally get to show off my contraption. So we have to measure rotational resistance, and the dial gauge indicator for that is a 3/8 socket. How in the heck do you get a 3/8 socket on here? Well, in my case, I've got that old differential that we don't care about because we're totally replacing it. And voila! Went next door, sacrificed a 7/8 socket, and now, wham! Awesome. So this rotates. I'll have to get to it in a second here, but reset this up in the vise such that this has to be better. Dang it, delete that out too, I guess, right? Doesn't feel like much resistance to me, which is good, which means I didn't go overboard. Trying to get this where I can still turn it. Ooh, that's close. That's on. More Harbor Freight. Even at Harbor Freight, things like $170. So it wanted between. Let's turn it. Warning, this video ends pretty abruptly because I lost the last section of video content. I'll have a recap in the next video when we put the other axle carrier together.